All right, last video I need to record. I literally have recorded like 5 or 6 videos just now. So it's one of those days where like I had so many videos just backed up that I need to shoot and just hadn't done it yet. So anyways, Stranger Things Tales of 85 finally dropped. I have been very excited for this show. In fact, I was really upset that they screened the first two episodes in theaters, and I didn't have any of the 5 theaters in town play it near me. Apparently, it was like less than 50. Now, I can understand why it was so limited because of watching this show. I don't know how much seeing it on the big screen would have done for me, but as a Stranger Things fan, I still would have gone and flipped the lid at being able to do that because I like Stranger Things a lot. So I don't know what to tell people, but I was really bummed I didn't get to do that. This show was kind of disappointing, and I think a lot of people are having that reaction. But let me start with the positives because I think people are being really negative on this show, really hard on this show, for a few reasons that we'll get into. I actually like the animation style. It's not my preferred animation style, but I think the colors and during like the actual like horror sequences and a lot of like the running away from creature sequences really work. I just wish that the show had chosen an art style that was more reminiscent of an 80s cartoon, but with like a modern style to it. Unfortunately, they did not go that route. So, as what I'm presented with on screen, it looks good and I like it. The voice actors are really good, though I'm kind of surprised that they changed so much of the voice cast because, like if David Harbour as Hopper is gonna, if Hopper is gonna be so minimal in the season, couldn't you get David Harbour to do the voice, or like Nancy and Steve? Like, I get why they didn't get the kids in the show because they're older now and they're not gonna match their younger sounding selves. So I get it, but like everybody else, I felt like couldn't you get somebody back? But at the same time, everybody did a good job. I hardly noticed some of the voices being different. The only one I kind of noticed was Will. Like that doesn't sound like Will to me. But you know, I thought that this show was really fun. Like I was, with if you don't know with me with TV shows, I watch one episode a day till I'm finished. And with this show, I attempted to do that, and I gave up doing that by the day I started it because I watched one episode, went out and about, came home, and I watched about four more. Why? Because the show is just so fun. It's just a really fun, enjoyable, bingeable show. It's 10 episodes that I watched literally across like today and yesterday, and I had a great time. And also, what I really enjoyed about this show is that it reminded me, in some ways, what I love about Stranger Things, which was in a way that the show kind of lost, which was that I just like seeing the four boys go on an adventure. And now, of course, Max is in the show as well. But it's mainly those four boys that I always love going on adventures, seeing them have fun, and you didn't really get a lot of that as the show went on. And I mean, we really lost that in season 3 because it was all about relationship drama in a way that made sense but also felt like, oh, we gotta do this. um and then you get to season 4 and 5, and it's just so much that was lost because the boys were split up and all these different things were going on. So it's just kind of nice to go back to that. Now for flaws, I don't really like the new character Nikki. First of all, I don't get why you would introduce a new character unless she is going to be killed off, because she's not in the other seasons. It doesn't really make sense, right? So I'm assuming that she will be by the end of this show if we get another season, though apparently there is no second season greenlit. I'm assuming though they're gonna do what they do with other Netflix shows, that they probably had 20 episodes already made, and then they'll put out another 10 later this year or next year. So we'll see about that. But I kind of believe that you know that character will die. We'll see. But it also feels like because this show is aimed at a younger audience, that won't happen. I also just don't, but the main reason I don't like this character sounds a little petty, but I hate her character design. This show is set in 85. That is the year that this show is set. This character does not look like a character from 1985. She looks like a character from like I would see like on my siblings' high school a couple of years ago. And she just doesn't feel like that personality wise either. I know she's going for a punk thing, but that's not what punks looked like in the 80s. And I think also if her character had been really enjoyable and added something to the group, sure. But she really didn't. And there was not really a reason for her to be in the show because we have enough. Stranger Things is a show with enough characters and they don't actually use Joyce, Jonathan. They use Nancy a little bit, use Steve a little bit, but they don't use the rest of them. Hopper's barely in it, which is fine. This show's aimed at a younger audience, so I don't mind that. Not having so many adults and teenage characters, but it does feel like okay, well, why is this character taking up so much screen time when we could include some of our other cast members or focus on some of the boys actually having more of an arc and things to do? I just felt like why are we introducing new characters in an in between like prequel show? It didn't really make sense because now you have to like rationalize them out. There's shows that can do it really well. I think Tangled the series when Cassandra was introduced, she's not entangled ever after the short. But the way they explain it out and have a great ending to all that works out, and I think is pretty cool. This show, I don't think is going to do that. I think people are really negative on this show because they're like, is it canon? Is it not? I kind of believe by the end of the season, like, yeah, there's no way this shit is canon. But at the same time, who gives a shit? I love Clone Wars. Clone Wars is not really the most canon show. There's a lot of things that contradict the movies. There's a lot of things that, aren't canon, but yet I still accept them as canon. I have a fun time. Why can't we have fun with things that aren't the most canon? I get it. It can seem frustrating as a fan. You want everything to fit into this niche little box, but even your favorite movies or shows, I hate to tell you, don't fit into that neat little box like you want them to. You just kind of accept them more. And so, I get it if this show not being the most canon is something that bothers you, but I also think you need to really take a look at the franchises you like and really think about how well they were planned out. Because I'm telling you right now, they're not as well planned out as you would think. So it's a really mixed bag of a show. I think that it's not, what a lot of fans were hoping for, but I think we have to accept that the Stranger Things we all loved and really liked ended with season 5. It's over. And whatever they do next, you could either have some fun with it, have a good time, or you could not be. But really, it's time to either. It's kind of like when Return of the Jedi came out, we got the prequels. You're either with the prequels or you're not, and you could just accept the ending you got with those original movies. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at with Stranger Things, but let me know your thoughts.